All right, let's get to this because, oh my gosh. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Give me 1 second. My door isn't shut. We're good because cats will come in and it's going to be a long one. And yeah, hi, welcome to Hal Sparks' Megaworldwide, the show that slowly but surely, the show that has just shy of arm's length room for the green screen. It's just, this is asking too much of it. If I lean my hand back, it's okay. But if I go here, my fingers disappear, and that's just the life I live. We're going to be covering the Trump rally in Waco tonight, and we talked a little bit about Waco, Texas, and the branched Trumpians and that crowd early this morning. And the one detail I didn't add was that in watching the Waco three-parter, and I do not, hear me now, hear me now, I do not mean this as an insult, but I think Gail Harold would chew the fucking walls as David Koresh. He's got the bone structure and could favor him a little bit. He looks good with stubble. He's an intense dude. I'm just saying, if anybody's doing whatever the next fucking Koresh biopic is, I think Gail Harold is your guy. As an actor who's worked with the fellow, I'm just saying, floating that out there. I just listened to the tone of his voice and the shape of his jaw and kind of the way he talked, and I was like, that is something Gail could do in a fucking heartbeat. And notice I am not saying he is anything like David Koresh. I'm just saying as an actor, it's a good fit. It could work. He'd have to get pale and scruff out a little bit, maybe even a little puffy or something. I don't know, but he could do it. So there. Casting people, get on that shit. And then Scott Lowell could play the drummer guy who gets fat at the end. And they could do it with CG. It'll be fantastic. He can wear the same suit that Tom Hanks wore in the Elvis movie. And no, I'm not wearing the Elvis 1969 comeback or 68 comeback tour thing, but I'm not above buying that outfit at some point and performing in it. Wise men say only fools wander in. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We're back in that place again. Lord Almighty, feel my temperature rise. It's gonna be all Elvis references tonight because, I'm not gonna. I almost went someplace and I'm not gonna go there. I don't need to go there. I just don't need to. I don't at all. Tomorrow night, Ultimate Jam Night. Don't have a show in the afternoon. Love you guys, but I don't. And then Wednesday, regular shows. Philip Ittner will be joining us, and I have a ton of clips that are awesome. Just from the titles, I know this is true. None of them are going to get old because these talking points are not going to die in the next 4 days and will have to be dealt with. But I like I was today, I was like, because I mean, you had Glenn Beck and Bill O'Reilly together and Eric Bowling, just a bunch, and Bongholio and Don Jr. Like, it's just all of it, right? All of them all the time. So anyways, hi, welcome, settle in, like, subscribe. Chat room, are you ready? Are you ready? Yes, I know, CSL. It's just so, I mean, when sometimes the Lord giveth and he won't stop giving, even though you're like, I'm good. And he's like, nope, I feel like giving. And you're like, actually, and he's like, look, I make God-sized portions and you're going to eat this shit or you're not going to sit at this table. And you're like, but, like, no buts. You're going to hell if you don't. Lord, can you give slightly less in that area? Thank you, the present Lord, help me so much. Wonderfulness. Bless your soul. So, oh boy. So here we go. Maybe you're ready. I don't know. You guys have got popcorn. I'm still on the carnivore diet, so I can't do popcorn right now, which is probably best. I think probably the amount of popcorn I was consuming watching the Republicans eat each other contributed greatly to my not consuming carbohydrates anymore, because Jesus Christ. All right. So Obviously, I'm going to have to mute this because we'll see what the sound is like on this one, but I'm going to probably have to mute this because of and the Lord to do this foogie do. To Houston and New York to LA, where there's pride. At least he left. Hold on. At least he left the thing in time. American heart and it's windy. Look at the wow. Wow, the wind. Oh, God, that's a lot of wind there. I'm going to have to put this. He's saluting the rest of the walkway. Look at all these great flags. Look at that. Oh, hey, look at you guys. Oh, he got a haircut, by the way. They're trying to make his head look smaller. Yeah. Almost, he can feel his gut flapping in the wind. Are you guys getting a good whiff of my Depends over there? The breeze must be carrying it through. Okay, all right. Well, this would be a bad day for golf. Hey. Ooh, look over there. Hello. Hey, look at you. Hey. I know the song's not done yet. Okay. And we're walking point. Hello. That's the weak one. That's the one where was it Clay Aiken or somebody got mad at me for calling out the fact that right-wingers view Trump as an alpha male, and he has very sort of effete rich boy hand gestures, and he does a lot of like wrist first stuff, which you associate with like toddler girls and like Charles, rich like foppish intellectuals, and which. If you live like that, who gives a shit? That's fine. You can be however you want. This is good. High quality stuff there, RS Channel 10 News or whatever the shit that is. Good quality. This is going to be a great one. And stagger, crawl, stagger. Anyways, and I was like, I don't have a problem if you're like that way. Like, I give a shit. But I will say, maybe I'll try to raise the settings on this guy. Automatically, we'll go to 720. Should be better. And hey, there's the fake Marine who lied to Christina Bobb, I think. Anyways, he got mad at me because I think he took it as like anti-gay when I was like, it's not that I give a shit how anybody behaves. It's that these people put a lot of weight on him as a macho ubermensch, Superman. And yet, right? Ketchup on steak, right? He's not the kind of guy that you'd go, fuck, what a beast, right? He's just kind of a typical second generation rich dickhead. Are they playing like a combo video like after the song ended? Oh, this is the J6 thing. Yeah, so that they recorded these assholes singing the national anthem in jail. And then they leaked it, somebody mixed it, and then they released it, and it was like, a bunch of Russians now have this shit on their iPod because they're trying to sell it, they're trying to boost it up. And he's standing there with his hand over his heart. Please go to him so he can mouth the words because he doesn't know them. Please, like, and the fruity gold plains o'er the airports they watched as the gals went screaming and the pussies were grabbed. And I think Epstein gave me crabs and Dershowitz flew. Sorry. Like, oh, come on. By the way, people are like, he's lost weight. Yeah, he has. Stress will do that to you. Dude can't even stress eat anymore. And again, I really, you get a big, like, don't forget to jack off on my chin. Okay, let's do it. And by the way, that's a recording of USA video. See, that's the real sound of it. And it's not quite as oomphy. It's kind of like when you go see a concert and the background vocals or stems, and you're like, I think that's Mutt Lang. He's not on stage.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much, everybody. That song tells you a lot because it's #1 in every single category.
Yeah, it's beating everything in rap and adult contemporary gospel. It's #1 in it's charting like a motherfucker in metal. It's #1 in every category.
#2 was Taylor Swift. #3 was Miley Cyrus.
Molly. Oh yeah, Molly Cyrus. That's she changed her name after the OD. She took Molly and then changed Molly Cyrus.
So we have our moment, and that tells you that
yes, we have our moment where we say Molly Cyrus in front of a bunch of people.
That our people love those people. They love those people.
Our people love those people, and those people are our people.
And it's an honor to be here. I say hello, Texas. A big hello to Texas. We had tremendous victories in Texas.
We had great victories. I don't like going to states I don't win in. My voice is raspy. I've got no energy. I'm going to be bitching a lot about my legal troubles. But don't think for a second that I'm not totally...
And it's great to be back in this beautiful and incredible state with thousands of proud, hardworking American patriots.
This is a cut and paste from the old shit.
And from deep in my heart, thank you for your prayers, and thank you for your love, and thank you.
From deep in my heart? Okay.
For that incredible, overwhelming support that we've had. Mr. Lieutenant Governor, thank you very much. Been my friend for a long time, Dan. Thank you.
Totally. Yeah.
Before we begin, I also want to express our sadness and send our prayers to everyone in Mississippi and Alabama who's been touched by the devastating tornadoes today. A lot of people were killed. We love you all for 7 years. You know that we've all been fighting.
We love you all for 7 years. It's a biblical thing. 7 fat years and 7 lean years. That's what the Bible says.
Together. Those people were fighting with us too, no longer with us.
Definitely, only people killed were Trump voters. God wanted to take them home early. What?
Devastating. But for 7 years, you and I have been taking on the corrupt, rotten, and sinister forces trying to destroy America, and they've been trying to destroy it. They're not going to do it, but they do get closer and closer with rigged elections.
Yeah, they're going to destroy it, but I just kind of blocked the net on that last one, but it was almost a three-pointer.
They get closer and closer. We've been the ones in this fight standing up to the globalists and standing up to the Marxists and communists. That's what they are.
They are communist, deep state, establishment, Marxist, socialist, Antifa, evil people with and we've done it so strongly, and it would be very easy to do. Even though I had 4 years, I could do it in 24 hours.
We don't even talk about the social.
Yeah, the sound system is spectacular. The sonic quality is. They're using that. It sounds like shit, but they're using the original microphone from the Branch Davidian compound. It was one of the few things that sort of survived.
Anymore. The train left that station a long time ago. Standing up to the warmongers, the stupid warmongers, and
yeah, not the smart warmongers or the clever ones, but the really dumb warmongers, like warmonger, just pawn in great play of life or whatever.
The neocons and the rhinos, the big money special interests, the open border fanatics, crazy people.
The open border fanatics, crazy people. Okay, this is going very well. Boo, open border fanatics, crazy people.
Standing up to the fake news media. Look at all of them there.
That was early. You can't, he'll repeat a bunch of shit, but you can't blow your wad this early. Look at it, made it. Oh, wow. Look at the wow. I like all the organic witch hunt signs.
That's a big group.
It's amazing that they were all able to find the same font.
Big group. But they don't want to tell the truth. That's why most of them are going down the tubes. You look at what's happening with media. They're going down the tubes because they don't want to tell the truth. They don't want to talk about what's happening with the laptop from hell. They don't want to talk about those things, and that's what's happening to them. But the vultures and this...
Yeah, they're going... print media is going out of business, not because of the internet, but because they won't talk about some laptop situation. I've totally forgotten. I don't even know what he's referring to.
Sellouts who got rich, bleeding America dry. Our opponents have done
Unlike your friends who, oh yes, got rich, bleeding America dry.
everything
Right?
they can to crush our spirit and to break our will, but they've failed. They've only made us stronger.
Yeah, you look stronger. You do. You sound stronger, too. You don't sound, like, raspy and tired and like you're gripping that fucking podium because you're going to black out.
And 2024 is the final battle. That's going to be the big one.
Yes, other than that, after that, it's Kool-Aid time.
You put me back in the White House, their reign will be over, and America will be a free nation once again.
Yes, all these people had to pass through a gulag of checkpoints to arrive at this place. Many of them are shackled to their seats because of Joe Biden's Siberian prison state that he's created. Did you guys drive here? Mm-hmm. On roads? Mm-hmm. And you ate along the way, I presume? Oh, yeah, great. Stopped at a little diner. It was fabulous, whatever. There's like a Starbucks nearby. That was sweet or whatever. And so you consumed food at those places? Yeah. Used the restroom, did you? Yeah, yep. At any point were you shackled during any of it? No? You weren't? Maybe you're just an asshole?
Our enemies are desperate to stop us because they know that we are the only ones who can stop them. They know that. You know, there's never been a movement like this in the history of our country, probably in the history of almost every country.
In the history of almost every country. I mean, I don't know about Papua New Guinea, but maybe they had some sort of big thing or whatever. I guess Mongolia obviously had a big movement at one point in history, and of course I saw Braveheart, so maybe the Scots or something, but not obviously the much smaller population.
MAGA, make America great again, America first, call whatever you want.
I call it shit. Thank you. Thanks for giving me permission in this free country to call it absolute shit.
But I will tell you, there's never been in history, look at this crowd, as far as the eye can see.
Well, it's because your eyes are going.
Over. It was a beautiful sight. As far as the eye can see.
As far as the eye can see. As long as you need, as long as you're nearsighted.
And I did tell you, a great Lieutenant Governor, I said, Dan, let's not do one of those 50-50 areas or an area where we're a little behind. Let's go right into the heart of it. Come on, let's go. Let's go where we were close to 100%, right?
Yeah, did you hear that? I told Dan Patrick, Lieutenant Governor, let's not go someplace where it was 50-50, where everybody wasn't for Trump. Let's go right to the heart of it where we had close to 100%. Yes, we know. You're a coward. You only go to places where you are surrounded by ass kissers all the time. That's not a sign of strength, dum-dum. I told him, this whole, growing the tent or expanding our audience, and that's for assholes. What I want to do is keep, it reminds me of that line in Spinal Tap, Some people say do you think their crowds are getting smaller? No, I think their fans are getting more selective.
That's what we did.
That's what we think. I'm not going anywhere where I'm not 100% guaranteed to be surrounded by cultist sycophants.
As far as the eye can see, the abuses of power that we're...
Well, apparently you can... All right, never mind.
...currently witnessing at all levels of government will go down as...
I don't know. I mean, is that fair? All levels of government? Obviously, there's some people on the ground at the Department of Transportation that are like, what the hell?
among the most shameful, corrupt, and depraved chapters in all of American history. It's happening right before your eyes.
It's so depraved. As far as happening right before your eyes, as far as the eye can see.
But we're going to end up winning. The Biden regime's weaponization of law enforcement against their political opponent is something straight out of the Stalin
opponent, singular.
This Russian horror show. And you know, we go Stalinist Russia. That's what it was. This was where it seems to have begun from the standpoint of us watching it in semi-modern day history.
What? All right. There's a sentence there that just went awry, and he tried to mount it again, and it just got out from under him, and then he had his leg up over it, and it just did a little kick. Sorry, asshole. That was the audio's shit too, but listen to this.
Stalinist Russian.
Back up. Okay. This is Biden's running his own Stalinist Russia something or other. I don't know. None of us know what the
winning. The Biden regime's weaponization of law enforcement against their political opponent is something straight out of the Stalinist Russian horror show. And you know, we go Stalinist Russia. That's what it was. This was where it seems to have begun from the standpoint of us watching it in semi-modern day history. You go back to communist China or look at a third world banana republic. That's what we've become. Between our borders are...
All right, that was just... I mean, just like wrestling that fucking alligator, trying to get like, where the fuck is the vowels? Where's the noun in this sentence? Subject, object, my object, my subject, my object. If you really think about it, it's like now is a modern thing that Marxist. Oh, we're in a Marxist state of mind. Thank you, JD Christie. We're in a Marxist state of mind.
Elections. And the weaponization of law enforcement.
Yeah, you said that part and then you got off. He was like, the weaponization of, can I just explain? Like, the Biden regime's weaponization of law enforcement against their political opponents, which is remnant of Stalinist Russia, and then whatever the next thing he hasn't gotten to yet. That was what he was trying to say. Fucking 7 sentences later with, if you really think about it, in modernish, we all saw it as you saw it. You know what I'm saying. As I said it, the words splattered all over your face.
Banana Republic, that's what we have become.
Yes, a banana republic. Yes, we love that term. It's great. You're doing great.
Let there be no doubt the injustices being done, not only to me, but to dozens across our country will not stand, and we're not going to stand for it. When this election is over, I will be the President of the United States.
Of Mar-a-Lago in my mind, and I will sit there in a roundish office. I will have everybody. I'll have them put those corner cabinets in every corner. It won't be quite round. It'll be kind of octagonal, but I'll sit there and issue orders as if.
You will be vindicated and proud, and the thugs and criminals who are corrupting our justice system will be defeated, discredited, and totally disgraced. That's what's happening. That's what's happening.
All 3 Ds.
From the beginning, it's been one witch hunt and phony investigation after another.
Look at that. He says witch hunt, and all the signs come up. He said witch hunt. Remember, they told us if we want to sit back here, if you're going to be allowed to sit back here, when he says witch hunt, have your witch hunt sign ready. We'll let you know when witch hunt is coming.
And you know, because of it, our country never talks about greatness anymore.
Yeah, we don't. I don't know why. Have you guys been talking about greatness anymore? I've been talking about awesomeness, but not greatness. You know. It's a little Gatsby for me as far as adjectives go.
Look at what China does. They go all over the world. They spend money. They take over governments. They do a lot of...
Why can't we be like that? Why can't we keep the oil and the black people? That's what China's doing. Why aren't we allowed to do that? We used to do that. Can't we bring that back? Shut the fuck up.
things. And we're always looking. We got crazy people like Shifty Schiff.
And we're always, they're running around and they're taking over countries, and we're always looking because we've got crazy people like Shifty Schiff.
Hillary and all of these people, they don't want to talk about greatness for our country. All they want to do is investigate everybody, but they are the ones.
Not everybody. There's actually a very narrow scope of people that they seem to be interested in investigating. Just saying, it's like you can count them on your left hand. There's the one main guy that you might...
that are really under investigation. I also want to thank the Republican Congress because, you know, people can be critical, but they are working so hard. Jim Jordan.
They're doing great work. They're passing things that don't become law, but they're sweating a lot while they do it.
James Comer, he's become a great star. These are great people, and they're putting themselves at risk because they take a lot of abuse, but they're doing something that...
They're putting themselves at risk. Hey, asshole, none of us are calling for their deaths. Shut the fuck up.
We haven't seen in Washington in 25 years, so I want to just thank those two and many people that
since Clinton?
Are working with them.
I think Jim Jordan is the Newt Gingrich of Denny Hastert's.
In my case, every piece of my...
Yeah, I don't know why he chose 25 years. Because it's like quarter century, it sounds big. I would say quarter century. Because quarter century, I think we can all agree, sounds bigger than 25 years, even though it's exactly the same thing.
Personal life, financial life, business life, and public life has been turned upside down and dissected like no one in the history of our country, Marjorie, I think we can say, right? I don't think we can find anybody that's
ever been as dissected as I mean, obviously there was an autopsy on Kennedy, but I've had it a lot more, and you know, obviously there was a lot of needles and poking in Abe Lincoln, but not of people.
I even got the Supreme Court of the United States to give them my tax returns, something that was never supposed to happen. Legal scholars.
Never supposed to happen, motherfucker. You promised them for years.
I would say that's a shot.
That was like, okay, that's amazing. That's just amazing. Something that was never supposed to happen that I constantly promised I would do. Don't forget, Super Chats, support the show, patreon.com/HouseParks, bits and stuff. Let's get a hype train going. Come on.
And everything they wanted about me. They got every single thing they wanted about me. The Supreme Court...
Not so much. They're still waiting on some more classified documents. Apparently, I don't know. Would you mind if somebody came by Bedminster with a shovel?
I said, oh, give it to the prosecutors. That's okay. He only appointed 3 of them. Not a lot of, you know, we don't want loyalty. We want what's right. But sort of strange.
We don't want loyalty. We want what's right. Tell that to Mike Huckabee.
Isn't it? Give them everything they want. They actually came down with one ruling that, no, you can't do that to presidents, but to Trump you can. To Trump you...
Well, you're not president. You're not president anymore. You're now what's commonly referred to as a civilian.
You can.
Welcome to our world, fuckface.
And we've been a special administration, and we have special people. There's no...
Yes, you're very special. I've often thought that. You're special. You're different.
Nobody like the people we have. They're the smartest. They're the best. These are the most. Look at all the money they're sitting over here. They're all over because, and you know what?
Look at all the money they're over. Okay, by the way, what he's referencing there is the Front Row Joes, because they're showing up with all their fucking trucks painted and they got their flags, and this is their 75th fucking rally. And somebody told, Don Jr. brings this up all the time with him. That's why they sell coloring books and fucking children's books and his book of letters for hundreds of dollars, because he looks at these people and he says, look how much money they're spending just to come see me, and I'm not getting a fucking dime of it. I don't get the gas money. I don't get the fucking motel money. I don't get any of that shit. So we need to sell something to these dumbasses so that we can get a piece, because they've obviously got money to burn, or they would have a fucking life. And so that's what he's referring to when he thinks that of the Front Row Joes and all the people who go to multiple rallies. Just for the record,
they made that money the old-fashioned way. You're right.
They inherited it.
Front Row Joe. The Front Row Joes will never
What'd I tell you?
forget them. And my friends from North Carolina, who are unbelievable, beautiful, incredible women.
Yeah, remember these are the there's 8 chicks that drive around and he gets mad that they're spending all this money. He can't charge a ticket price for this stuff. I mean, because nobody'd show up. I mean, it would drop off incredibly. Like I beat Taylor Swift. Look at the crowd. Like, yeah, it's free and it's every lunatic in the country. Anyways, he didn't get a piece of the merch. He just you can tell it pisses him off. Like he looks at it and he thinks of bands that sell concert tickets, and he's always angry that these are free events, and he's trying to find ways to bilk the Front Row Joes out of more money.
Incredible people, they travel.
Believe me, we're this close to VIP meet and greets. I'm just saying.
All over. What is this, number 93, I think, right? Number 93. Oh, they go, no, actually more. But we appreciate it. 101 Front Row Joe, 101. All the Joes.
All the Joes, they're all named Joe, I guess. I don't know. These ladies, they've gone to 93 of my rallies. I've shook hands with them 100 times. I don't know what their fucking names are. One of them's got nice tits, but the rest of them are too old, and I'd probably get in trouble if I get anyways. And the Front Row Joes, they tend to spit when they talk, so I try to ha 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 ha. One of them wears a brick suit.
But the Supreme
That's how he totally thinks of them.
Court is afraid, just like Republicans are afraid, to do something about what has happened, and they have to fight. The Supreme Court didn't have the courage to right the wrong of the 2020 election. They knew what was going on. Tax returns.
Wait, so his stacked Supreme Court that he filled with people knew absolutely that this was stolen and rigged and he won, but they just didn't have the guts.
Were always considered sacred. Lawyers, in their own way, if you can believe this, were considered sacred. Today, lawyers go before grand juries all over.
Yes, lawyers used to be seen as priests. It was the same thing as confession. That was what was wonderful. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, SS420. Thanks, guys, for the bits. Really appreciate it. Yeah, it used to be that you could say anything, like, I'm planning to murder my ex-wife. Do you know a good place to bury her, to your attorney? And all he could do was tear up his notes and sit quietly. And now
this place, if they happen to be lawyers representing Republicans, and they treat lawyers like they're criminals. It used to be.
Well, that's because yours are. Just because don't lawyers get a get out of court free card?
If you had a lawyer, the lawyer was somebody that was very much considered from the standpoint of what we're talking about, above reproach. Now they get thrown in with everybody else.
They were above reproach. You can't even approach them and then reproach them a second time and ask a question. They are above approach or reproach or unproach. You should unproach my lawyer, Your Honor. This is... Asshole, you can't crime with your lawyer. Nobody... Go watch a fucking gangster movie where the attorney... Never mind. What an asshole.
It's a very unusual situation.